Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to start by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and also you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line of your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, and Seminole Indian, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Halakia from the GMS Denver camp coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah with another video. And we're going to start here in Isaiah 55 and verse 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah." And this is for all you Israelites who are out here thinking that you know better than the Most High, who are out here thinking that you're on some type of level. You don't know shit. Just shut the fuck up. And this is the spirit that a lot of bros have been in, because this video was inspired by the Elder Manatazakbar video he did about an Israelite complaining about us, saying that we're going to have the heathen in slavery. This is a part of the Most High's will, man. And like our apostles and elders always say, a lot of you Israelites, you don't know what you're involved in. You don't know what's going on. You see, you're just playing Israelite. You haven't fully immersed yourself in the counsel of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. You haven't fully taken in the fullness of the Most High's will. Everything that we're bringing out of this book is all according to what the Most High wants done and what he's going to bring to pass when it's all said and done. You see? And according to the Most High's will, these heathen nations are going into slavery under us, man. That's just what it is. That's the truth of the matter. You see? And the Most High does not give a damn about you soft-ass Israelites who have an issue with that, man. You see? So let's go on. It goes on to say, Isaiah 55 and 9, it says, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." And that's exactly what's being brought to pass, man. The Most High don't give a damn about you soft-ass Israelites out here who have this bleeding heart for the heathen nations. You see? You want to get all queasy and soft when you hear the harshness that's coming to these people. You see? But all this is being done so the Most High's will can be fulfilled, man. This is what it is. You see? This is what's happening in real time. This is what the kingdom of heaven is going to consist of. The throne of David being reestablished in the fullness of it, with the heathen being under our feet. And this all goes back to the blessings that were promised unto our forefather, man. So let's go here. Let's go to Genesis 25. We'll start here. In verse 19 it says, "And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated Yahweh his wife, and Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh." So she was like, Well, if I've been barren all this time and the Most High finally allows me to conceive seed and I have these children growing in me, why are they rumbling and tussling inside of me this way? So she went to the prophet to get an answer. Now this is what was told to her. You see? Genesis 25 and 23. And Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. You see that? Do you see this? This is what the Most High told our foremother Rebekah, what was going to happen between Esau and Jacob. Esau came out first, so he's going to be the servant to Jacob. This is according to the Most High's will, man. What does it say in the NLT in a few versions? Let's see what it says. Genesis 25 and 23 in the NLT, it says, and Yahweh told her, the sons in your womb will become 2 nations. From the very beginning, the 2 nations will be rivals. One nation shall be stronger than the other, and your older son will serve your younger son. You see? This is what's coming. This is what Esau is terrified of, but it's going to happen. So it says the same thing in a few different nations. I mean, not nations, but a few different translations. But this is what it is, man. And now, as we fast forward to Genesis 27, and we'll go here, and this is our forefather Jacob receiving the blessing from our forefather Isaac, man. It says what? Genesis 27 and 25. And he said, matter of fact, now we get it right here. Genesis 27 and 25, it says, and he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine and drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him. And he said, see, the smell of my son is of the smell of a field which Yahweh hath blessed. Therefore, the Most High give thee the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee. So like it, let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. This is the blessing that our forefather Jacob received from our forefather Isaac. This is what we're being brought into. And it entails what? The heathen nations being our slaves. This is what it is, man. And then you had this guy, you see from this video I'm laying backing off of, he goes and reads the scriptures that basically says that we're going to have the heathen in slavery, and it's going to be a galactic, because that's what that's going into. It's going to be an international or galactic slave trade with the heathen. We're going to be selling the heathen afar off to make them what? Bond men and bond women, according to the blessing that we receive, man. So once again, a lot of you Israelites don't have an idea of what is really going on in these scriptures, man. Just shut the fuck up and play the background. Be quiet. You're not meant to be teachers, man. You niggas are too soft and weak. And I'm going to say it again. A lot of you Israelites are just Christians, man, who are playing at being an Israelite. You're not living it. You're trying to come at the scriptures with this Christian mentality. Soft ass, weak ass, fucking no spine, no backbone having Christians, man. That's all you are. You just know you're Israelites. And that's as far as it goes. And you're trying to attack or come at the scriptures with the false understanding of Christianity. Oh, that's hateful. You know better than, man. Shut the fuck up. Because according to what our Heavenly Father has said, we are going to have these heathen in slavery to pay them back for all that they've done unto us, man. These heathen got rich off of our backs as they established their empires. The same thing is going to happen for us in the kingdom of heaven, but we're going to do it in righteousness, according to what the Most High has laid out to come to pass, according to his will, man. You see? So let's jump straight there. Let's go to Revelation 13 real quick. We'll start at verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. And a lot of you Israelites don't have the ear to hear or the eye to see. You don't have the Holy Spirit to fully understand what's going on in these scriptures, man. You have no clue. And this is why you have guys making videos coming with the mindset that weak ass Jake came in, man. You see? So the Lord Yahweh Shai is telling us right here, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is what the true saints, the true believers of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, this is what we're waiting on, man. That's a part of our inheritance. That's a part of the blessing that we're going to receive for being the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Having the heathen in captivity under us as the throne of David is fully reestablished in the earth once and for all, man. This is what it is. You see, these heathen, beginning with these Edomites, led us into captivity, so they're going into captivity. And I have an excerpt from this book. Oh, what's the name of this book? It says what? How White Folks Got So Rich. The Untold Story of American White Supremacy. Right? So, in this chapter here, it's talking about sugar to cotton to oil. Whites got to have it, right? So, and just this little part here, it goes into, matter of fact, I'm gonna just read it. Let's read it right here. It says, sugar to cotton to oil, whites got to have it. It says, for 134 years between 1803 and 1937, cotton was at the very foundation of the American economy, and it turbo-fueled industrial growth worldwide. So who was the cotton industry built upon? It was built upon the backs of the Israelites, man. A worldwide economy built on the backs of us so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. So it goes on to say, indeed, cotton was to the world economy in its era what oil is to the present. What's more, Western civilization was built on the sweat, blood, and tears of black African American men, women, and children. And we know that you had a Northern Kingdom tribes and Southern Kingdom tribes all in the mix, fueling the growth of the American economy, man. You see that? Because they had us in servitude. They had us in slavery. So just like we fuel their economy worldwide, when it's time for us to come into the fullness of our rulership, hey, they're going to fuel our economy. You see? And our economy is going to expand the heavens. And you're going to have these heathen nations, you see, shipped all throughout the galaxy, all throughout the universe on these different planets that we're going to be over. And they're going to be in servitude. You see? Forever. Now, it's not going to be harsh and brutal for the entirety of it, but they will be judged according to the law when they go off. See, it's not going to be what a lot of you Israelites picture or what Esau did. Now, for that first 1,000 years, yes, it's going to be rough, it's going to be brutal, it's going to be harsh, because they have to learn the ways of righteousness, and the only way they can learn that is by the force, you see, of that rod of iron. You see, under that rigorous rule. But after that first 1,000 years, we'll let up. They'll be a part of our workforce, and when they do slip, because they will slip, because they will be in the flesh. When they do slip, when it comes to keeping our laws, they're going to be judged to the utmost of it. You see, but this is what it is, man. You Israelites got it fucked up. It's time for us to come into our rulership. You want to cry and complain because we're telling you we're going to have the heathen in slavery. That's what the scriptures say, man. That's what's written in the Bible. Matter of fact, let me get some more on this right here. So it goes on to say, it says of Israelite men, women, and children who planted, cultivated, picked, and wrapped it into 200-pound bales. The race-based culture cotton created is at the root of the multiplicity of miseries affecting Israelite people to this very day. You see that? Then you have one right here. So it's a picture, and up under the picture it says, before oil, cotton ruled the world economy. It was planted, picked, and baled by enslaved Israelites. Well, they say blacks, but we know it's the Israelites, right? It says, who then loaded, transported gigantic barges of cotton headed for the international market. Cotton merchants were the millionaires of America, and every European nation on earth grew phenomenally wealthy to the detriment of every Israelite nation. So there it is. That's what happened, man. And all these heathen had a part of it. So what does the scriptures tell us about this, man? This is Jeremiah 30 and 16. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. You see this? When is this going to happen in the fullness of it? When Yahushua returns to the earth to fully reestablish the throne of David once and for all. That's when this is going to be fulfilled. Every single one of these heathen nations are going into slavery under us, shackles and chains. That's what's written. That's a part of our blessing, being waited on hand and foot for all eternity, man. You see this? This is the truth of the matter. This is a part of the Most High's will. We're not finna be in the kingdom planting gardens and doing that. We did all that shit for the majority of the time we've been here on the earth. It's time for us to come into rest. And matter of fact, Isaiah 14:1 tells us, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. The strangers are who? The Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, us who have been reawakened out of a spiritually dead slumber. You see, to come back to the understanding that we are the Israelites. Now that we've come back to the understanding, what are we doing? We're cleaving unto the house of Jacob because that's our lineage. You see, that's who we are. It's not talking about actual Gentiles or heathen being brought into the fold to be cleaving unto the house of Jacob. No, it's talking about the spiritually dead Israelites being reanimated through the Holy Spirit, coming back into the understanding and cleaving unto our house. You see, the house of our fathers, man. Coming back into the understanding of knowing that we are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, what is it going to tell us in verse 2? And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And that includes all you heathen nations, beginning with you Edomites. You see, we're going to rule over our captors, man. We're going to rule over those who oppressed us. This is the Most High's will. You see? And what does the Most High tell us in verse 3? And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his... Isaiah 14:3. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So our time of captivity is coming to an end, and it's time for the heathen to have to drink of their cup of captivity and slavery, man. This is what's coming as we come into the kingdom of heaven that has been promised to us, man. These heathen are going to be slaves, man. Jake, you don't You niggas do not need to be anywhere trying to teach the scriptures. You need to be shutting the fuck up, playing the back, being quiet, listening, being taught the right way. Because you niggas are weak. The scriptures say clearly that these heathen nations are going into slavery under us, and that's what the Most High wants. That is what his will is. And it's not going to change for you soft-ass Israelites out here who have a problem with it. The Most High's ways are not your ways. The Most High's ways are higher. The Most High has this thing figured out, and he doesn't need counsel from you weak-ass nigga who feel some type of way, man. You all in your feelings about what the heathen about to suffer. You think these motherfucking heathen give a fuck about you? You think they care about you? Or the oppression that we serve on a daily? You think they care about you working these fucking jobs that we're getting paid pennies on the dollar? You think they worried about you living in the fucking ghettos, living paycheck to paycheck, having nothing to your name, owning nothing? I own my car, I own my house. Yeah, let you miss a tax payment on it and watch Esau come and take your shit. You have no ownership because you are a slave. We're telling you that this time that we're suffering through now is coming to an end, and the Most High is about to bring us into the fullness of all that he's promised unto us. And that includes having the heathen in shackles and chains to be our bondmen and bondwomen forever. And that's written in our law, man. And we know and understand when Yahushua comes to deliver us and brings us into that chariot, he's going to change our bodies. And what else he's going to do? He's going to bring us into the fullness of being in the second covenant, which means we're going to keep the laws perfectly. Now, what does the law tell us to do when it comes to the heathen? Let's get Leviticus. Was it 26? It might be 25 and 44. Yup. This is Leviticus 25 and verse 44. It says, now we know and understand that when Yahushua brings us into the fullness of the second covenant, we're going to keep the laws in perfection. So everything that we find written in Leviticus and all the other commandments, the entirety of the book, we're going to uphold it all. And this is written in here, man. Leviticus 25 and 44 tells us what? Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. Let's get this real quick. The translation comparison. And this guy talking about, we ain't gonna have slaves. We're gonna have bondmen and bondwomen. Man, shut. What does bondmen and bondwomen mean? They are going to be our slaves, just like we are bondmen and bondwomen in the heathen's kingdom. It's going to be the same thing for them when they're in our kingdom, man. NLT tells us what? However, you may purchase male and female slaves from among the nations around you. Who are the nations around us? The heathen, the Edomites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Hamites, the Japhites, the Ishmaelites. They're going to be our slaves in the kingdom of heaven, man. This is a law that we're going to uphold in the fullness because the Most High tells us that what? He's going to put his laws in us, and we're going to walk in them and do them. And that includes this law on how we are to conduct ourselves with the heathen nations. They are created and made to be our slaves for you weak ass niggas out there. You see? This is what it is, man. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's put up a cross reference, right? I'm in parallel. Let's do the NLT in the parallel. So it goes on to say, we're reading the NLT verse 45. It says, you may also purchase the children of temporary residents who live among you, including those who have been born in your land. You may treat them as your property. Talking about who? The heathen. You see? We're going to treat them as property. And do what with them? Verse 46. Passing them on to your children as a permanent inheritance. You may treat them as slaves, but you must never treat your fellow Israelites this way. This is a commandment given to us from the Most High through Moses. You see? This is what's going to be upheld in the kingdom of heaven. And we find it written all throughout the scriptures, man. So once again, all of you Israelites who are in they had this fucking bleeding heart, this undying love for the heathen. These fucking heathen are going into slavery for all they've done unto us, man. They are going to be repaid. And it must be because it's in the law, a law that we will uphold in perfection once we're brought into the fullness of the second covenant, man. All of you Israelites who can't get with it, hey, the Most High just going to put you down. He's just going to put you down, man. And then you'll understand it after death by pain, like we always go into. Let's go here. Let's get Psalms. We're going to have bond men and bond women. Shut the fuck up. Sick of you niggas. God damn. Always somebody trying to teach, don't know what the fuck going on. Can't even get the Most High's name right. Talking about some damn Yahuwah. Yah. Yeshua. Man, shut the fuck up. Good God. So this is, I'm tripping. This is Psalms. Yeah, right here. Yup. Let's get it in the NLT. This is Psalms 149:5. It says, "Let the faithful rejoice that he honors them. Let them sing for joy as they lie on their beds." And this goes into that rest that's being promised. You see that rest being what? That expected end that the Most High has sworn he will bring us into. Our kingdom. You see? That's what we're going to sing for joy on our beds. Verse 6 says, "Let the praises of the Most High be in their mouths and a sharp sword in their hands, to execute vengeance upon the nations and punishments on the people." What people? The heathen nations, all the nations outside of the nation of Israel. It's who we're going to execute punishments on. It says what? Verse 8, "To bind their kings with shackles and their leaders with iron chains." And this guy talking about, we ain't going to have nobody in shackles and chains. What does the scripture say? What did the Most High have written in the scriptures? We are going to have the heathen in shackles and chains. Because if their kings and their nobles are going to be in shackles and chains, the common people of the heathen nations are going into shackles and chains as well, right along with their kings, man. Just like we did. You see? Our kings went into captivity. The common folk of our people went into captivity. Hey, it's going to be the same thing with the heathen nations, man. They ain't exempt. This is what's written to come to pass when it's all said and done. You see? Psalms 149:9 in the NLT, it says, to execute the judgment written against them. This is the glorious privilege of his faithful ones. Praise ye Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. This is what's coming, man. I don't understand this weak ass soft spot that a lot of you Israelites have for the heathen, man. Niggas want to be loved by everybody, man. Fuck the heathen. This is the way that it must be. And this is what is going to come to pass. These heathen are going to, they are going into slavery. Esau chief among them. Esau will be the chief slave for 1,000 years in the kingdom of heaven. Then eventually he's going to be eradicated. But this is what it is, man. Yes, slavery is written in the scriptures. And it's about to make a major return in the earth when Yahweh Shah makes his second coming. You heathen are going into slavery, and all of you Israelites who are in that spirit to try to save the heathen, you have made yourself an enemy to the Most High, and he is going to destroy you, man. You see? But the point is being made, and there's even more scriptures that we can go into to prove this, but the point is being made. Yes, slavery is written about in the Bible, and we will have the heathen in slavery in the kingdom of heaven. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. So with that, man, I'm going to end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai has created us to do. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Babal.